Elvis dropped to his knees on stage. Security froze. The crowd didn't understand what was happening. 40,000 people. All watching. All confused. The music had stopped mid-verse. The band looked at each other. Something was wrong. Elvis wasn't performing anymore. He was staring. Scanning the front rows. His face had changed. The showman was gone. Something raw had taken over. Then he pointed. A single finger extended toward the crowd barrier. His other hand went to his chest. The gesture everyone in that arena would remember forever. This is the story of what happened that night in Memphis. The night Elvis Presley stopped being an entertainer and became something else entirely. July 1974. Mid-South Coliseum. 40,000 people packed in. Elvis at his comeback peak. Tommy Henderson was 6. His father's chair stayed empty at dinner. His mother cried a lot. But when she said they were seeing Elvis, her voice changed. First time in months she sounded alive. Front row. Section A. She'd saved for months. Held Tommy's hand tight through the chaos. The arena overwhelmed him. People everywhere. Noise. Lights. More humans than he'd ever seen. Lights down. Crowd erupted. Sound hit Tommy's chest. Made his heart race. Spotlight. Blue and white. Elvis walked out. His mother screamed. Grabbed Tommy's shoulder. That's him. For 30 minutes, pure electricity. Elvis moved like magic. The crowd lived in that moment. Tommy's mother forgot everything. The empty chair. The bills. The loneliness. Tommy needed the bathroom. Tugged her sleeve. She didn't notice. Lost in the music. He saw the restroom sign. Not far. He could go quick. Come right back. He slipped out. She didn't notice. Tommy pushed through legs and purses. Got past the barrier. Looked back. Couldn't see his mother anymore. Everything looked the same. Wall of people. Cold panic. He tried to push back. Too small. Too short. Just legs and backs. Mom? Swallowed by music. Moem? He started crying. The deep kind. The kind that shakes you. People looked down. You okay, kid? Where's your mom? You lost? More panic. Couldn't breathe. Then something changed. The music stopped. Not faded. Stopped. Mid-word. Like someone cut a wire. Elvis stopped singing. The arena fell into a silence so complete you could hear the ventilation system humming. 40,000 people held their breath. Elvis was standing center stage. Microphone in hand. But he wasn't looking at the crowd. He was looking at something specific. His expression had changed. The performer was gone. Something else was there. Something raw. He took 3 steps forward. Right to the edge of the stage. The spotlight followed him. He raised his hand to his eyes, shielding them from the lights. Scanning the front section. Hold on, he said into the microphone. His voice was different. Quieter. Urgent. Hold on, everybody. The band members looked at each other. The backup singers froze. Security started moving toward the stage. Something was wrong. Elvis pointed. There. Right there. That little boy. Every head in the arena turned. Tried to see what Elvis was seeing. Tommy felt the attention before he saw it. The spotlight swung over. Hit him directly. Bright. Blinding. Hot on his face. He was standing in the aisle. 20 feet from his seat. Tears reflecting in the light. Small. Alone. Terrified. Elvis saw him. Really saw him. Baby, are you lost? Tommy couldn't speak. Could only nod. The tears came harder. Elvis didn't hesitate. He turned to his security team. Get me down there. Now. Elvis, we can't. One of them started. I said now. The security team had worked with Elvis for years. They knew that voice. They moved. What happened next made every person in that arena realize they weren't just watching a concert anymore. They were witnessing something else entirely. Elvis came down the stage stairs. Side stairs. Crew only. Violated every security protocol. Every insurance policy. He didn't care. Walked straight into the crowd. Security scrambled. Audience parted. Elvis walked to Tommy. Knelt down. Right there on the arena floor. White jumpsuit collecting dust. "Hey there, son. What's your name?" Tommy stared. This was Elvis Presley. The Elvis Presley. "It's okay. You're safe." "What's your name?" Tommy. "Tommy. That's a good strong name." Real smile. Gentle. "You looking for your mama?" Tommy nodded. Elvis stood. Took Tommy's hand. Spoke into his microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, we got a little boy here named Tommy. He's lost his mama. Section A, ma'am, if you can hear me, your boy is safe. He's with me." The crowd remained silent. Respectful. Then someone started clapping. Slow at first. Then others joined. Then everyone. 40,000 people applauding. Not for the show. For this moment. This act of simple humanity. Tommy's mother was already pushing through the crowd. Crying. Screaming Tommy's name. Security saw her. Guided her through. She burst into the cleared space around Elvis. Saw her son. Saw Elvis holding his hand. "Tommy!" She dropped to her knees. Arms open. Tommy let go of Elvis's hand. Ran to his mother. She grabbed him. Held him so tight. Sobbing into his hair. "Oh baby. Oh my baby. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Elvis watched them. His eyes were wet. He wiped at them quickly. Trying to hide it. Failing. He stepped closer. Knelt down next to them. Put his hand gently on the mother's shoulder. "Ma'am," he said softly. She looked up. Saw Elvis. Saw his face. The emotion there. "Your boy is safe," Elvis said. "That's what matters." "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you so much." Elvis smiled. Then he looked at Tommy. "Tommy, I need you to promise me something. You promised to stay right next to your mama from now on. No matter what. Can you do that?" Tommy nodded. "I promise. That's my boy." Elvis reached into his pocket. Pulled something out. A guitar pick. White with gold trim. He used it every show. Had used it that very night. "This is for you," Elvis said, placing it in Tommy's hand. "You hold on to this. And every time you look at it, you remember you're brave. You remember you're strong. You remember there's always someone looking out for you." Tommy stared at the pick. At the gold initials. EP. Behind the stage, crew members were crying. Grown men who'd worked 1,000 concerts. They'd never seen anything like this. Elvis stood up. Offered his hand to Tommy's mother. Helped her to her feet. She was still crying. Everyone was crying. "You take care of him," Elvis said. "He's special. I can tell." She nodded. Couldn't speak. Just nodded. Elvis looked at security. "Get them back to their seats. Make sure they're comfortable. Anything they need." Then he turned to the crowd. Still kneeling. Still watching. Still silent. He walked back toward the stage. The crowd began to applaud again. Louder this time. A standing ovation. Not for the performance. For the man. Elvis climbed the stairs. Took his position center stage. Picked up the microphone. Waited for the applause to die down. "I'm sorry about that, folks," he said. His voice was rough. Emotional. "But I got a little boy in my life. His name is Benjamin. And I thought about what I'd want someone to do if he was lost and scared. I'd want them to stop everything. Drop everything. And bring him home." The crowd roared approval. "So we're gonna start that song over," Elvis continued. And this time, we're dedicating it to Tommy. And to his brave mama. And to every parent in here who knows what it's like to love someone that much." The band started playing again. CC Rider. From the beginning. But Elvis was different now. The performance was different. More raw. More real. Like something had cracked open and light was pouring through. Tommy and his mother watched from their seats. She held him on her lap now. Wouldn't let him go. The guitar pick clutched in his small hand. Elvis sang. But kept glancing down at them. Making sure. Checking. The connection had been made. It wouldn't break. The show lasted another hour. Every song felt different. Charged with something new. Like the entire arena was sharing something sacred. When it ended, Elvis didn't leave the stage immediately. He stood there. Looking at the crowd. At Tommy. At the mother. At the moment. "Thank you," he said simply. "For letting me be more than just an entertainer tonight. For letting me be human." Then he was gone. The lights came up. The crowd filed out. But nobody spoke much. They were all processing. Trying to understand what they'd witnessed. Subscribe now. Comment below. Because what happened after that night changed everything. Tommy kept that guitar pick his entire life. Framed with a photo from that night. Elvis kneeling. Tommy's tears. The crowd watching. His mother kept the ticket stub. In her wallet until she died. 43 years later. She'd written on it. "The night Elvis saved us both." She was lost too. Drowning in grief. Single motherhood. For one night, Elvis made her feel alive. And when he stopped everything for her son, when he showed her kindness still existed, something inside her healed. She went back to work. Started rebuilding. Because she'd been reminded life could hold moments of grace. Elvis never spoke about that night publicly. Never used it for publicity. But people who were there never forgot. "I was there the night Elvis stopped his show for a lost boy." Badge of honor. Proof fame hadn't destroyed the man. Elvis died 3 years later. August 1977. Among the 40,000 at his casket, a mother and 9-year-old boy. The boy placed a guitar pick on the casket. Final thank you. Share this story. Subscribe. Let this moment live forever. Because this is what Elvis Presley really was. Not just the performances. Not just the fame. But the humanity. The instant, unconditional compassion for a child in need. Tommy Henderson is 56 years old now. Lives in Nashville. Works in music production. Has 3 children of his own. When they were young, when they'd get scared or lost or overwhelmed, he'd kneel down. Look them in the eye. Make them feel safe. Just like Elvis did. He tells them the story. Shows them the guitar pick. The photo. The ticket stub. This man, he tells them, didn't know me. Didn't know my mother. We were nobody to him. But he stopped everything. Risked everything. Because it was right. Because we needed him. That's legacy. Not the #1 hits. Not the movies. Not the sold-out shows. But the moments of radical compassion. The times when being a decent human being mattered more than being a superstar. Elvis Presley could have stayed on that stage. Could have kept singing. Let security handle it. Nobody would have blamed him. That was their job. But he didn't. He couldn't. Because he saw a child in distress. And nothing else mattered. 40,000 people watched that night. Every single one went home changed. Not because they'd seen a great show. But because they'd witnessed genuine humanity on display. Witnessed what it looks like when someone with everything stops to help someone with nothing. The guitar pick sits in a display case now. Tommy's children's children will inherit it. And with it the story. The proof that kindness matters. That compassion matters. That stopping everything for one person in need matters. That's the Elvis Presley who should be remembered. Not just the entertainer. But the man who dropped to his knees on a dusty arena floor for a crying child. Who held a stranger's hand. who gave away a piece of himself because it was needed. Share this story if it moved you. Subscribe if you believe in the power of simple human kindness. Comment if you've ever had a moment where someone stopped everything for you. Because that's what this story is really about. The reminder that we can all be that person. The one who stops. The one who kneels down. The one who says, "I got you." Elvis showed us how. Now we carry it forward. That's his real legacy. That's the story that matters. That's the man behind the music.